Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and click the bell icon for more juicy content from me. Hello and welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about willpower, but not really. Have you ever heard someone say, or have you ever said yourself, oh, I don't have any willpower? Maybe someone is trying to resist the urge to eat too many cookies, or maybe something you're trying to achieve and you're feeling a little bit slow, a little bit unmotivated, and people say things like, oh, I don't have any willpower. Or this usually does come up in the context of the dieting or whatever. But sometimes too, I hear entrepreneurs say, oh, I don't have any motivation to maybe go post on social media or do whatever business outreach or whatever it is, right? So I have a solution to that. Now, I'm going to put a disclaimer out here and say this. I am a doctor, so I know that something like clinical depression can come with some type of lack of motivation. But I'm not talking about that. That's not the scope of this video. I'm talking about where you feel you don't have any willpower or motivation to take the next step that you know you need to take for your life. I'm going to give you the answer to that. But before I do, my name is Dr. 𝒊𝒏𝒔𝒕𝒆𝒂𝒅. If you're just hearing me or seeing me for the first time, I'm Dr. 𝒊𝒏𝒔𝒕𝒆𝒂𝒅. I am a physician coach, an author, a speaker, a subject matter expert on employee burnout, and a whole host of other things. I'm a podcaster, that's why you're here. I'm a mother, a wife, and again, a whole lot of other things. I help people defeat and prevent burnout. I also help people create new careers, businesses, and vocations in 6 months or less. To this end, I've coached people through writing books, starting businesses, raising funds for charities, etc., etc., etc. Over the years, you get to be able to do it all, and I'm grateful for that. And once somebody asked me, so what is it exactly you do? I say, well, whatever my clients want. So there you have it. Dr. Shola, physician and life coach, and all the other bits and pieces. I recently wrote a book called Free to Be, The Empowered Woman's Handbook, and I'm actually going to read a little bit from that as I talk today. And I'm going to be sharing with you that what to do when you feel you have no willpower or no motivation. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about willpower. Now, willpower is great, but it's not always sustainable in the long term. At some point, some other strategies, tools, tricks, tips have to come in to help you along your journey. So I'm going to talk today about inspiration. People don't realize that inspiration is a great tool for success. When you are inspired, you don't need as much force or willpower to drag yourself to do things or not to do things, as the case may be. What if you were able to be inspired every day and surround yourself with inspiration every single day? Not wait till your inspiration and willpower run out, and then, oh, I don't have any willpower. And then what happens is you start to beat yourself. You start to feel guilty. You start to beat yourself over the head. You start to beat yourself up and say about how, horrible a person you are, which is not really the case. It's just that maybe somewhere along the line, your inspiration ran out. And that's okay. Inspiration runs out. Somebody once said, oh, motivation doesn't last. And then the other person replied, yeah, it's like a bath. That's why we have to do it every day, right? Inspiration, motivation, they don't last. The inspiration you got yesterday might have run out yesterday, and you may need a new one for today. So what is inspiration? So I'm going to read it from my book, and free to be, and I took my definition from Webster Dictionary. Inspiration is something that makes someone want to do something or give someone an idea about what to do or create. Also, a force of influence that inspires someone. So those are the definitions that Webster gave us. It's important every day to be inspired, encouraged, and motivated rather than trying to use your willpower to muscle your way through life. That gets exhausting, right? So now the question is, okay, great. You've told us willpower isn't the thing to help us stay motivated and it's inspiration. What do we do? Great. I will answer that question. Again, I'm reading from my book. That's why you should get this book. It's called The Empowered Woman's Free to Be, The Empowered Woman's Handbook, but of course men can learn from it as well. And I do believe that men do have a lot to learn from women. And as long as we've listened to men, it's time for men to also listen to women. Okay, so what does inspiration look like? What is it? What does that mean? So it's all well and good to say inspiration is something that makes you want to do things. So where do I find that something, right? And that's a very valid question. So inspiration could be doing something creative that you love. Sometimes I'll sit and color. I color, like I'll have music playing in the background and I color. That's something creative that I love. Reading a motivational book, that is sort of, I would say, obvious, right? Read a book that inspires you. So let's say you want to lose weight or whatever. You might go buy a book to teach you how to do that, and that book will keep you inspired. And that's why it's, reading books is good, because you always have a book is something you can carry around with you. You may not be able to carry the author of the book or the teacher of the book around with you, but you can always carry their book. Another way to be inspired is learning something new. Learning something new sort of re-energizes you, makes you feel fresh, makes you feel new again. Learning something new can inspire you, no matter what that thing is. It could be a language, it could be a sport, it could be, crochet, macrame, or a new way to do your hair. Learning something new keeps you inspired, keeps you fresh, keeps you energized, keeps you motivated. Again, number 4 seems very I would say obvious. Listening to motivational shows, podcasts. The Mentor of Life podcast is primarily to inspire you. And here I'm talking about inspiration. So if you're listening to this on any of the podcast channels, or you're watching it on YouTube, Vimeo, you will be inspired by what you hear in the Mentor of Life podcast. There are so many podcasts, so many shows, so many people have inspirational brands that you can just plug in and listen to. Number 5, inspiration comes from beauty. Surrounding yourself with things that look nice to your eyes. It's very important not to be in a drab location or to be in drab surroundings. That doesn't have to do with money. Sometimes just neat and clean is enough to be inspirational for your brain. And surrounding yourself with beautiful things has its way of inspiring you. I always tell people, when I'm not feeling good, I wear more jewelry. Because I like jewelry. I find jewelry to be beautiful. And you get to be inspired by beautiful things, whatever looks beautiful to you. Number 6, another more obvious one. Hanging out with inspiring people rather than naysayers, skeptics, and Debbie Downers. Now, it's amazing how people will say, well, I don't have motivation, blah, blah, blah. And then you look at their friends, and they're a bunch of people who will talk down every good idea, make fun, not take a person seriously, not even inspiring their friend to go to the next level. So of course you're going to lack motivation and willpower when all your friends are Debbie Downers, naysayers, and skeptics. Hang out with the right people. I use this phrase, immerse yourself in the energy of what you're trying to create. When you do that, you will automatically be inspired. Attend your coaching sessions, even if you're behind on your homework, because just being with your coach will inspire you to move forward, will inspire you for the next steps, and you won't have to rely so much on willpower. Number 7, do something every day that brings you joy. The happier you are, the more inspired you can be. The sadder you are, or the more depressed you are, the less inspired you are. Do something every day that brings you joy. Every single day, find something. And I'm not saying go out and splurge your money or go out and buy things. You got to get creative, especially if you're going to do something that brings you joy every day. You're going to have to get creative and find something that makes you happy every single day and just do that thing. This again is obvious. Listening to uplifting music. Rather than listening to, death metal, I have nothing against death metal, but maybe you want to listen to something inspiring, music that will actually lift your mood, lift your spirit, make you feel like you can do anything. And whatever music that is for you, I'm not going to be prescriptive about music here, but listening to uplifting music really does inspire you. And you might not see the correlation between listening to music and, doing your business outreach or losing weight or, turning down that cookie. But like I tell people this, a trial will convince you. Go ahead, put on some uplifting music, spend time listening to it, and you will see the difference. Number 9, giving and receiving love. Hello. Giving love, loving on your friends, your family, the people around you is inspiring, and receiving love too. Because a lot of times when we talk about love, we only talk about the perspective of the giver, but it's okay to receive love as well. So let people support you. Let people love on you. Let people inspire you. In the last few months, I have been surrounded by so much love by so many people. And it's just been, that's what gets me out of bed every day. So giving and receiving love takes a heart being open to receive what people have to give, as opposed to thinking, well, I'm strong and I can do things on my own. I just need more willpower. No, maybe you need somebody to love on you. Number 10. Going out in nature, such as parks, green spaces, and bodies of water. There is something inspiring about being near water. I don't know, maybe because we used to be aquatic according to evolutionary biology, and 2/3 of the earth is made out of water. We're aquatic, but we don't know it. Being near bodies of water, a beach, a lake, walking, going out in nature in the parks, taking your shoes off and standing on the grass. Just make sure you don't stand on dog poop. Don't tell people that Dr. Shola will just stand in the grass and you stepped in dog poop. Do it. Go out in nature once in a while, especially if the sun is shining. Incorporating new activities are inspiring. I talked about learning something new in point number 3, but this point is incorporating new activities. For example, going to a different restaurant than you normally go to, taking a different route to work, changing your hairstyle or your hair color, breaking your routine in some kind of way helps you feel fresh, energized, inspired, and restored. So I'm going to do a quick recap. I think my battery's about to die. I'm going to do a quick recap and of the things that you can do to inspire you. Do something creative that you love. Reading motivational books, learning something new, listening to motivational shows or podcasts, surrounding yourself with beauty, hanging out with inspiring people rather than the opposite, doing something every day that brings you joy, listening to uplifting music, giving and receiving love, going out in nature, parks or bodies of water, and incorporating new activities into your life. So, thank you for watching and thank you for listening. Get my book. It's on Amazon. It's called Free to Be, The Empowered Woman's Handbook. And I will see you next time. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.